great booking, where I just do a power bomb. All right, here we go. Al Snow versus Osamu Nishimura. Oh. Or Broadway Danny Wolf. W's family is from Lebanon. Yeah. Raised Syrian. I'm pretty sure Dan Severn got the best payday of anybody on the show. And he was in the ring for 10 seconds. Jeff Walton, another newsletter guy.
Thank you very much, Danny. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to introduce a special guest here at ringside at Cal International Wrestling. He is familiar to all of us here in the Southern California area. You would recognize him immediately.
Exactly, Jonathan. He didn't have to deal with those ropes calling roller jam.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Mr. Jeff Walton.
Oh, that's the other guy coming out, Jeff Walton. Yeah, Jeff Walton's like a newsletter guy.
Jeff Walton. Making his way in the ring.
This show is just all of the names you used to read in the letters page section of The Observer. It's just all those people running a show. Roller Games was the one with the alligators.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. It's an honor to be here for this Cal International Sunday Showdown.
This definitely has year-end Little League awards, like ceremony vibes. I'd like to hand out my Most Improved Player award in 4th grade league. Oh, I thought they were going to do a 10-bell salute. Somebody died. That's a good comparison, Rudrick. Free internet, what culture pro wrestling? All of the internet guys coming together to put on a show. What entrance music? This is great. Many pests. I'm sure there are quite a few. Again, couldn't be bothered to get the camera guy on the floor for this match. The one that you probably specifically booked for the newsletters, for the mat work. That is Osamu Nishimura. Road Dogg, I am live every Tuesday at 9 for WCW Deep Cuts Live. And then every other Sunday for Off the Grid, where we watch weird shit like this. Hey, Will. Jeff Walton was Tux Newman in Memphis. Okay, I've heard of him. Yeah, you could tell he's a newsletter guy because he can pronounce Osamu Nishimura correctly at a time where not a lot of Americans could.
Same Jeff Walton I remember growing up watching wrestling from the Olympic Auditorium in the 70s. And right now,
Oh no, Al.
we're just waiting.
Al, buddy.
America's
This is not good entrance music.
championship.
This is in fact very bad entrance music.
Al Snow.
Yeah, YouTube monetization rules changing killed what culture? Is J.R. Benson busted up the blade rope yet? Not yet, no. This was, in fact, a touring indie match. These guys did this in Michigan. They did this in ECW. They did this in quite a few places. Lima, Ohio. Hey, Signal. Hey. I wonder what he thought the best match on this show was. Yes, Jonathan Mayer, this is 2.5 years before Head.
collective hats off to Jeff Walton.
Super kick. Ugh. Yeah, Phyllis Sleeve was the connection for Al Snow and Dan Severn.
Cal International
Yes.
Wrestling referee.
So Al Snow, captain
Farron.
of all the weirdos that, like, oh, there's only one pop on the show, and
Commentary.
you have to work the blah, 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 blah. You know, all the shitty old guy things that old wrestlers say.
And Cal International
Was the work rate indie guy at this time.
Snow. Nishimura.
I think he did say Al Show. And yes, Al Snow walked out with Dan at the UFC. And then when they asked him what he was going to do after he won his fight, Al Snow jumped in and was like, he's going to have sex.
wrestling all the best wrestlers from around the world, so this should be an amazing match. And bring in right now one of my idols, I can say, someone I grew up watching.
Like, Snow at around this time, he was the guy in the newsletters. Everybody was like, why hasn't he been signed? He's so good. And then you watch him, and it's like, yeah, he's really fucking good. But where would he have fit in wrestling this time in America?
Keep your eye on them, as they're gonna show
Oh, Signal, no, I was referring, What Culture Pro Wrestling. They used to put their shows up for free and make money off the YouTube ads. And then the YouTube ad money, like, they changed the rules so that, like, violent stuff didn't get, like, good ad revenue and just killed the promotion.
A lot of potential champions, even for ECW, don't you think?
I call this Watch Al Snow Do Everything He Hates Today. I love that Tecmo.
Not also coincidence that not but a few weeks ago, these two very combatants without the America's belt on the line.
Like, imagine Al Snow today watching Al Snow in 1995.
These two sizing each other up, they know what each other's capable of.
Let's remember, tremendous endurance with these two. It's a 1 hour.
Yeah, this is a very horny, very hornily shot match.
Oh, without question, Jeff Walton, these athletes of today, true students. These are athletes who have watched all through the days, going back to the golden age, through today, all around the world, and we have them right here. And again, in a feeling out process. These two don't want to get hasty with one another.
I cannot believe these two guys are on the same show as
right on top of things to make sure that things are in order, and it certainly looks
the
like
Dixie Destroyer or whatever that guy was. Johnny Legend shared a locker room with Osamu Nishimura.
Jeff Walton, a question for you. How much have you noticed a difference between strategies?
Henry, I'm surprised he hasn't found you on social media.
Versus a time like this when the prestigious Cal International
Rick Sadist would destroy this. Imagine Rick Sadist running OVW.
Everybody wants to be a champion. We're talking about a lot of matches they've had to go through. They've had to come up in the ranks, and that's where they are now at this very minute. It's money, it's prestige, it's honor, and of course the belt. Doesn't hurt.
Like, imagine Nishimura listening off to the side as Gemini Kid cut that promo.
A series of chain wrestling maneuvers, both of these men reversing, and the fans watching.
No, so Al Snow went to the WWF later this year. A few months after this, he starts getting courted by WCW. They don't end up pulling the trigger. I guess the deal was, like, he went to a he had a WCW tryout match at Center Stage, and they didn't really show a lot of enthusiasm, and then he got flown up to Connecticut and, like, driven to Titan Towers in a limo. And he's like, oh shit, they actually care about me. I'll sign here. And then they debuted him as Avatar.
Sunday Showdown right here in West Hollywood, California.
Johnny Legend. It's a Johnny Attitude. Wrong guy. Johnny Legend running OVW would be so good.
What a feather in the cap it would be.
Yes, Rick Sadist would ban Sentons. Hey, Sleep the Fiend over on YouTube. Yeah! But Al Snow was so much better before he learned how to quote work.
Snow and Road Warrior Hawk. You gotta have a lot of respect for this guy.
I tell you.
Actually, Sabu,
Oh, that was sweet. I kind of like that. Instead of the O'Connor roll, just do a bridge.
I think Snow went to that amazing match with Sabu.
Yeah, I think Al Snow maybe got that gear made when he was like a different size. Oh, nice. Yeah, Henry, like Al Snow was supposed to be in that Benoit Guerrero Malenko group that started with WCW around the time of the first Nitro. Like they were all talked about, even on the WCW hotline. I think Gene Okerlund had said Al Snow was coming in with them. I like the Hater better than I like this.
You know, the America's Championship, which is
But I'm also a freaking weirdo. Hey, Ian. That's amazing. I need to find Johnny Legend on the Jon Stewart show. I need to find that now. I will be searching for that as soon as I'm done tonight. I'm fascinated by this man.
carrying on the tradition of fine wrestling.
We're trying to keep the bloodlines alive.
Trying to keep the bloodline alive. Put up the ones. Put up the ones.
I'm sure it would be quite a party tonight on the way back to Japan for Nishimura if he can bring that title back home with him.
And a cover, a two count only.
Referee Dan Farron just signaling 2. Snow, I think, thought he had
The Hater. Oh, that was cool. I liked that. Like an in-the-ring baseball slide. That was kind of sweet.
Osamu Nishimura. The strategies these men are applying on one
Dragon Sleeper.
Jimmy Suzuki ringside, one of the greatest photographers in professional wrestling.
Holy shit. Johnny Legend managing Bad Brad and the Hater.
we have
I have a feeling that act would end after 1 or 2 matches, because at least one of those guys would be on a registry.
everyone.
I see a few roller derby stars. I see.
That's right, Johnny Legend was the rock and wrestling like VHS guy, wasn't he? I didn't even think of that.
2 count only.
Yeah, that tape's weird. I love it.
Al Snow, very tentative, not going in for the kill quite yet, going in with a rear chin lock, a wear down maneuver on Osamu Nishimura.
I have asked, I've not gotten an answer yet, because the Hater did a dark match for WCW, and I have asked very selfishly to my contact at WWE who works on the channel, like, hey, we need to get that match out. I don't care if the SEO on it would be, like, pitiful. I don't care if nobody knows who the Hater is. I want to see it. I want to see the Hater versus Lenny Lane.
It's more to his style than a lot of table breaking and chair breaking, but
well, he's ready to do it all. That just
What was John? I know Johnny Legend did the movie with Blassie. He might have been Fred Blassie's stooge.
Cal International looks for versatile wrestlers, and Al Snow is definitely one of them.
Yeah, something happened. Now we're just talking about all the wrestlers we've seen live as kids.
Again, permanently like it used to be.
There's no doubt about it. If you just take a look, what you're looking at.
And that's a great point, Signal, now. Like, you'd think, like, in 2024, a wrestler called The Hater would be a no-brainer. But no. Everybody's stupid these days. Nobody wants to make money, as Al Snow would say.
And you again being the voice, you and Judo Gene LaBelle are the greatest duo. Beat the champ every Saturday night. We loved it.
keep your eye on Al Snow.
Oh, shit. Oh, hey, that was sweet. Like, shitty camera angle, but like a top rope lion salt.
I don't think Snow would give up too easily, especially with the championship at stake.
Well, every wrestler, you must remember, is human. And it looks like Mia
Oh, that plane is. You know, all these wrestlers are human, except for, what was it, RUR or URU 2000 we saw in the opener? That's a robot. The rest of these guys are human now. Unless we're breaking kayfabe on commentary, you guys.
That's what these two are going for, that title belt.
And, well, again, capitalizing with the figure 4 leg lock.
There we go.
How many men have you seen put away with this?
Actually, not as many as you'd think.
Buddy Rogers and Johnny Valentine and, of course, the intelligent sensational destroyer, and most recently Ric Flair and Nature Boy. So that hold is devastating.
And it looks like Al Snow is still holding tight. Dan Farron right on top.
10 minutes on, 50 minutes remain.
This match might go an hour. Who knows?
Pacing themselves for what looks like is starting
Of course,
out
Al
to be
Snow's
a
subhuman.
classic here. 1995 getting kicked
Al,
off.
that's a good point, Brian. Al Green was a dog. was a dog who drank out of the toilet.
We get a 2 count.
An actual dog.
I understand the pain of the figure 4 effects.
I believe this referee, if he didn't run a pawn shop in real life,
And if you're not paying attention,
he missed his calling. That is some strong pawn shop owner energy coming from this referee.
new America's champion right there, Nishimura.
This wrestling has a rich history of dogs. Rich history. Though, as we all know, bears are natural wrestlers.
Let's give referee Dan Farron some credit, doing an outstanding job so far and keeping some semblance.
Also, this is, I'm going to say, this is way better than the ECW match. Like, I felt like the ECW match was just like them going through this and fast forward. This part's sweet.
That will definitely take its toll. Look at the blows to the neck of Nishimura, and right now Snow has the upper hand, backing Nishimura into the corner.
And like the ECW match was the one that blew up with the tape traders. Oh, hey, it's a good DDT. I didn't know anybody knew how to do those.
This could be a main event anywhere in the world. Anywhere. And you're
No, it couldn't. This is a great match, but no, it couldn't. We gotta retire that line. I say to somebody in 1995.
However, watching this match, it is being proven to us.
We have not had a bear versus human match yet to stream.
They're doing all the talking we need for us.
Mostly because
right
they
now.
mostly stopped them by like the early 90s.
Wait a minute.
Oh, there we go. That's sweet.
Standing version of a sunset flip and getting a 2 count.
Dan Farron having to slide
Yes, Roman Reigns was the
position,
big
and maybe
dog.
a second too late to start that count. That might have been it. But only a 2 count by Dan.
Low key. Not the size of the fighter, but the size of the fight he will bring in him. The size of the fight, of course, being a dog.
Second away, I'd call it.
From a new America's champion. I tell you, double leg pickup.
That's a good point, Tecmo. It could be a main event. This match could be a main event anywhere in the country, except for this show.
Again, this time Nishimura bridging all the way out.
Can't get him over.
What's he setting him up for?
Oh, Al Snow hit his head.
Getting a 2 count.
Maybe that's where he
I think
became
Dan
stupid.
Farron's hand must be black and blue by now, and there's still about 45 minutes left in this match.
Oh,
and,
forget Dan's hand. How about these athletes here? No offense, Dan, but these two
Who did
are
the last
beating.
bear versus... Oh, Al
What's
snack.
happening?
Ow.
Shoulders, are they down? Yes. 1, 2.
Oh, who did the last, like, the last legit man versus bear match? Was it Tracy? It might have been Tracy in Continental.
To the stars. Jeff Walton, have you ever received medical care from?
He's offered quite a bit. I don't know if I'd do it, though. I'm a little skeptical. I'm sorry.
I tell you, if he's as good with the
teeth.
Yeah, well, if he's good with the teeth as he is with the camera.
There we go.
Or as these two are.
Tell you, after this match, you may have to do some dental work on either Snow or Nishimura.
That's right. Okay, Brian brings up a good point. God, what's his name? Dom Minaldi, the guy from Bodyguards vs. Bandits in the 90s, did wrestle
But
bears.
he doesn't like waiting in lines. He wants to get right up there.
But he did it as like his own weird thing.
I tell you, the evolution of wrestling.
It wasn't on wrestling shows. He would just wrestle bears
Keeping up,
in like random locations.
in my opinion.
So yeah, Dom Minaldi, I believe, is the last person to wrestle
Are you
bears.
talking about the evolution of wrestlers or wrestling photographers?
Oh.
Yeah, Tracy Smothers wrestled a real bear in the 80s. And then at Old Wrestling a couple years before he passed, he was a fake bear.
And the fans are being very good here, not touching the wrestlers. They're
He was a worked
If you're
bear.
at a wrestling show, you're not supposed to touch the wrestlers in any way.
So I feel weird saying this. I feel like it's a little inappropriate. The crotch on Al Snow's tights, very baggy.
Only 3 seconds away.
This would not be any disrespect to either of these two.
These days, if you yell, "I challenge any bear" in the audience, like 30 fans are going to be able to walk up to the ring.
Farron has to start the count again.
What about me?
In this championship match, Cal International rules, unlike what we witnessed earlier. Titles can only change by a pinfall or submission. Look out, Nishimura!
Oh, Pescado.
And fans now better watch
Again, this is the era where if you just jumped out of the ring in any way, people went wild.
getting, I guess, the pictures they want right now. Nishimura seemed to take the
It is
Well, it looks like
just blowing my
he's
mind.
back in the ring, and the match
This is on the same show as either of those tag matches we watched.
hardwood floor. doesn't want to win this match by a countout. He won't take the title home, so give him some credit.
The fans now gathering around.
Like, how have his balls not fallen out of that thing?
Not sure if this will be it. Could this be a count out?
Yes, Osamu Nishimura, as Kyle brought up, was in an exploding barbed wire match recently in 2024 with Dory Funk Jr. and Atsushi Onita. People going wild for a super kick. There's one guy sitting in his chair trying to coach Nishimura.
With his own plancha.
Extremely high-risk maneuver by Al Snow, and he paid for it as both men are lying outside.
Yes, he's in the house of counselors in Japan as well. He's like a real person and not just a wrestling person. Yeah, imagine if, like, Dan Severn was actually supposed to do a real match, and he gets to the back, he's like, sorry guys, you got more time now. Oh, he had his head on that chair. Yeah, this show, it does have it's a variety show. It's got good wrestling, a lot of drugs, bad wrestling.
And walking it off, boy, that would take me about an hour to walk off.
I don't know if I'd ever be able to. And I'm glad I'm there. I'm not there and here, rather.
Hey, Frank Castle. Yeah, this is about a year before he was the new rocker. With what a shitty, lazy pin. I'm gonna push your legs up. Eee, like I'm on the elliptical. Yes, Dory Funk Jr. had a match a few months ago, an exploding barbed wire match in Japan with Osamu Nishimura. Oh.
Way to cover. 1, 2.
Come on, Al.
Who is going to be able to sign whoever wins this match for future title defenses? That's the question, whether it's going to be ECW or Cal International.
Very good point.
I love how they're playing. Yeah, ECW is going to recognize this title that we totally just made up.
Accurate in that assumption, Jeff, and right now,
there's some more Cal International Wrestling on Roy Lushier's channel. Yeah, Nishimura was around in America for a while.
To be first in line in case
I'm not surprised he worked Texas in '94.
Like I said, we have attorneys here. You mentioned
we have attorneys here. Those are mostly just the guys trying to get Johnny Legend's charges dropped. Hey, Awesomeness Destroyer on YouTube.
I'll explain later, Danny. Both of these men now almost on the point of sheer exhaustion. Fans here. Really, a standing drop kick by Nishimura.
Oh, thank you, Awesomeness Destroyer. I got my start by turning on my camera. That's how I got my start. It sounds boring, but that's how I got my start. Big drop kick, sweet drop kick from Nishimura. That was dope. Also, great head of hair on Nishimura's head. I gotta say it. A lot of shitty haircuts tonight. Nishimura's got a good one.
Very dangerous wrestling maneuvers here. We need to caution the fans at home, little children. Please, do not attempt these moves.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Trained professionals. Do not attempt these maneuvers.
Yes, these guys are trained professionals. The guys in the first couple of matches, no way.
How many of those drop kicks can Al Snow take? I don't know. It's been about
like, you cannot convince me that either guy in Southern Discomfort was trained. You cannot be lecturing children to not do this.
Definitely shouldn't try these moves at home. Maybe unless they have a very
when fucking who is it, Al Darusha or whatever the fuck that guy's name was. What a good drop kick, by the way.
These drop kicks are hitting Al Snow flush in the jaw. The champion is going to be in so
trying to get my dog off the counter. Trying to
watering at the mouth right now.
Oh, this can mean tremendous business.
Hello, I cannot pronounce most of your name, most of your handle, Mr. of the Blood or Ms. or however you say that, but welcome, thank you.
You're exactly right, Jeff, and this match is unbelievable so far. Still about 40 minutes to go. I don't know if these two guys can last the entire 60-minute time limit.
Well, I would
That's a
not be
good point,
surprised
Will.
either
Yeah,
way.
95% of the viewership is just the other people who read the Observer.
Vertical
Yes.
suplex again, hooking him in.
They may have been forklift trained. That's a good point. They're OSHA trained.
40 minutes remain.
What's he doing with him here? Very, very precarious position.
Iori Yagami. Okay.
Al Snow. Oh, lucky.
What's this? Oh, Al Snow with a move. That would have looked cool if Nishimura could have sold it.
Decapitate Nishimura. That might be it, guys.
Iori Yagami. Okay.
Snow looking
I didn't play King of Fighters, so
Hooking him in.
I love Super Mario World.
No, well, he's saying the shoulder's up. Now it's down 1, 2, 3.
Hey! Almost as if they were told 20 minutes, and then we're just stretching for time. And as soon as 20 minutes got announced, they went home.
43 seconds. The winner of the match,
Jeff Walton, a pleasure to have
Al Snow. It sounds like the ring announcer's making fun of Al Snow. Your winner's Al Snow.
Al Snow.
Hey, he's got the belt that he paid for, probably. Jeff Walton paid for.
To him. Neither of these two men should be ashamed.
Al Snow would have been like the top guy in Ring of Honor if ROH was around at this time. Imagine Al Snow having Bryan Danielson's career. Wait, what's happening? That's what they popped for. Okay. So we're just clipping in funny things that they say during the match. Oh, they're doing highlights. But of all of the shit to highlight... What? I'm so confused.
in 20 minutes and 43 seconds.
Why? That's cool. Kurt Angle held you as a baby. You got one highlight and the finish of the match.
Fans, you're the most important part of wrestling. Without you, we can't do what we do.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
I thought he was going to say,